Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenney and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenney and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenney. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I do love some reality TV, by the way. I know I shouldn't because back in the day because Australia does really good reality TV. And at the time when reality TV was like coming back, finding momentum and becoming big, all the actors were like, how dare it, they're taking our jobs, we should be making, and I still agree with this, we should be making more content, that's story driven rather than this cheap way of making reality TV and then making stars out of these people who are basically become influencers. But anyway, I do love some reality TV, I must admit.
Yeah, for sure. So what are your hopes for the future at the moment?
That's a very good question. I'm going to throw that back to you as well. I'll answer and then you have to answer as well. Okay, deal?
Deal.
Okay. My hopes and dreams. You know what? I've kind of always known when I got into acting and really went into the field and really found my place in Melbourne. I love working with and collaborating with up and coming filmmakers and just collaboration is key for me in storytelling. Love a good story, so I'm really enjoying that aspect. So I really knew that I'm going to forge my way into indie filmmaking, and I'm really enjoying that. Look, if someone was to see me in the film festival or in the cinema with one of my films, and I end up on Foxtel or ABC or anything like that, I'm not saying I wouldn't like that, but right here and now I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. But I'm happy to go mainstream. I'm not denying that at all. I would love to do a period piece. I would love that. I can just envisage it, maybe, back when, I just can imagine being in a period drama. And I would love to be in a comedy, a really well-written comedy.
There's a lot of comedies in America.
I love that you're trying to get me to America all the time.
You know the best comedy I've ever seen before I answer my end of your question?
Yes.
Anger Management, Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson.
Is that one of your favorites?
It is,
Oh,
yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love a good comedy. I really do. And there's a TV show done here called Utopia, and it's very witty. It's very well written. It's very intelligent. So I love that kind of comedy where it's dialogue driven, but it's intelligent.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I was to answer my end of your question. What I hope is I hope for a variety of things, but they all boil down to one thing: leave a great impact on the world, bring positivity, and enlighten people's views and their perceptions of how the world can be. The way I look at it, with just us humans in general, and I'm not saying certain people, but just everyone, we have a side of ourselves that's dark, and we have all the emotions of humans like sadness, depression, anger, happiness, excitement, and even selfishness. I don't, not just for everyone, myself included, but I don't see life as being unfair. I think in a lot of ways, we are being unfair to ourselves when we refuse to self-grow the way that you and I have.
I completely agree with you, and that touches upon something I was thinking about yesterday. Was you can have adversity. Something can come at you, and but it's about picking yourself up and brushing yourself off and carrying on. I found a quote. Let me just read it out to you on that note, from Frank Sinatra. Let me see if I can make it bigger. And it says, take a deep breath, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. And that's all you have to do, rather than, because we've all had, tragic moments in our life, things that, do change your life path. But what you have to do is it's all a mindset. And it's not about being positive. It's not, you can't just go, you should be happy. It doesn't work that way at all. But it's about finding, as you said, the light, the humor, just having a good laugh can totally transform yourself.
Yeah, for sure, And I just want to leave behind a legacy that will continue on, where people can be inspired through my journey and through the journeys of all my guests on RNU, and especially the journey of Andy McPhee. And let me tell you, my journey with him has been absolutely incredible. And he's been a big influence in my life, and I wouldn't trade him for any other coach or mentor in the world. He's incredible, and I don't know where I would be without him. So I'm hoping that his journey into acting, and myself and all that, and all the other clients he's been with, I'm hoping all of this will leave a lasting image of how beautiful life can be, even through the tough times. And, it's just, I hope to leave behind a good legacy that will impact others in a positive way. If I get an award, if I get a trophy, if I get anything out of this, I'm cool with it, but I want something deeper.
Yeah.
I want to be a champion. You don't need to have a trophy to be a champion, as long as you leave that good impact on other people and brighten up the world as much as you can and do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
I love that. Can I tell you something? An image came, because I was thinking about, I know we have to depart in a minute because you're off to dinner, but an image came to my mind the other day when I was thinking about our interview and, what we're going to talk about and things like that. And there was this bushfire that went through New South Wales, and it took away the entire bush and was blackened. The ash was this, from all the trees that had just become ash, was this much. And so you'd step into it and your whole leg would disappear just in ash. It was so sad. And it was just seeing, all this demolition in a sense, and we were being very quiet, my partner and I. We were heading to New South Wales, and we went through this place, and we stopped. And he's a photographer, so he was off taking photos at one end, and I was just being in the moment and just standing, and I could hear this rustling. I thought, oh, what's that? And then suddenly this beautiful bird just started walking through, and it was a lyrebird. And lyrebirds are, I believe, Australia's version of the phoenix. And, you know, coming out of the ashes. And oh, it was a male one. It had its beautiful tail, and it was just walking like there was no care in the world through, you know, this desolate space. And it was the most magnificent thing I've ever seen. And so that was the image. And lyrebirds can mimic, you know, they can pretend that they're a chainsaw. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's incredible on YouTube. Lyrebirds mimicking. But they can also survive bushfires by hiding down into wombat holes. And so the lyrebirds actually were one of the sole survivors of this bushfire, which was just beautiful. And that's how I see the world is, you know, things can happen, bushfires can happen, you know, tragic circumstances can happen to you, but be the lyrebird. You know,
Yeah.
walk, keep walking and keep being beautiful and keep being inspirational, which you are, Doug.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that I inspired you and that Andy inspired you. And you know what else? Closing a chapter can be sad, like with fires, you know, but that means a new chapter has opened that could be positive if you have that mindset, you know. It could be even better than before. You never know.
Exactly.
It's how you perceive it, you know. So that's one of the messages I'm hoping to give the world, you know.
Amazing. And thank you so much for having me on today as well. I really appreciate it. When you reached out to me last year, I thought, why does he want to interview me? What have I done? You know, and it really challenged me to say, well, why me? You know? And so when you reached out to me again this year, I thought, well, why not? Why not me? You know? And so thank you so much.
No, it's no problem at all. What I see in you is the way I see a lot of people in this world. Winners.
Thank you, Doug.
No problem. So where can people find you?
Oh, yes. So my name is Lara Deam. So it's like
really?
dream. Yeah, it's like dream without the R. So just drop that R from a dreaming. So laradeam.com. And you can find me on Instagram as well. You can, there's a few films on Amazon that I'm in as well. So yeah, you can find me.
Yep, sounds good. So I thank you for coming on and thanks for being you and being awesome.
Oh, back at you, Doug. Enjoy your Indian food.
I will. So everybody, we'd like to thank Lara Deam for appearing on RNU. Please check out her films and check her out on social media. And everybody, we'll see you next time on RNU.
Yay!
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.